All right, so welcome in, students. Going to try to clarify what's been going on with these case studies. Apparently, there has been some confusion somehow with these, so I'm going to just take a few minutes and go over this. I'm extending the deadline for all the case studies that are currently either locked or due coming up to the 28th. So I'm going to give you 2 more weeks for case studies 1 and 2. That extends case study 3 a week. That gives you plenty of time to go back, look at this video, and try to get those done. There's several that have not completed any of the case studies yet, and I can only think that's because of whatever confusion is causing this. So the case studies. Let's first talk about where they come from. All right, so when you open up Canvas and you're in the modules for the classes, all right, I'm going to walk you through this, to the module point. All right, so let's look at module 2. Let's look because I have case study 3 opened. So let's look at module 2. You go to module 2, you go to case study. When you open it up, it tells you that you're going to answer case 3.1, question 3 in the business ethics book. We do have 2 books for the class. All right, so we have the 2 books that we use. All right, the way you want to get to the book, you can either go up here to Shaw's Business Ethics, or it'll take you to the book. That is this one. It'll take you into uh, Cengage for it, or you can go to where you see chapter readings. The chapter readings that you see within each module, the ones that say chapter reading, not prepare to read chapter 7, but chapter reading. Okay, these take you directly to Cengage. They take you directly to the book. Right? It's going to load the book in a new window. Now, if I was to click on that, it would give me some issues because I use a separate link for it, but it's going to look the same. Your book's going to look like this once you get online. If you go to chapter 3, so say you're working on case study 2, you go into chapter 3. So you click on chapter 3, you'll see the screen. If you go down, you'll see where it says study corner and then cases, case 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. Case 3.1 is the one you want. Once you click it, it takes you to case 3.1. This is the one on eminent domain with Kello v. New London. So you want to make sure that you are looking at the right one. Read through the case. Once you get at the bottom of the case, you'll see updates and you'll see addendum, and then you'll see the questions. Now it is question 3 that you're looking at. Do you believe that eminent domain is morally legitimate right of the government? Explain why or why not. You're going to do that based upon ethical uh, theories that have been presented in the book so far. I do go over this case in another video that I've shared to you, talking about these ethical theories, going over 3 of those. This one, the utilitarian, the libertarian, and the Rawls theory. I went over those, so you can go back and review that. But a lot of you have thought that you were answering question 6. It's not question 6, it's question 3. So there are several that have turned in the answer to question 6. You should have answered question 3. All right, so you're going to need to think about that and pay attention to which question in the assignment instructions. Okay, let's go back to modules. Let's make sure we're clear here. In the assignment instructions for case study 2, it says answer case 3.1, question 3. I'm not exactly sure why everyone was going after question 6 unless it was in the because you watched the video, which is good. You watched the video, but that was an example, not an answer to the question. You need to answer question 3 in that case study. So let's look at the one for case study 3. So you have case study 3. All right, case study 3 is going to be question case 5.3, question 4. The case number starts off with a number 1 through whatever. And that first number in front of the decimal point is your chapter number. So if you go back in to find case number 5.3, you're going to need to find chapter 5. That is in part 2. So you'll go to chapter 5 and go down to case 5.3. And we're doing question 4. All right, so 5.3, you open it up, read through it, make sure you're reading it, and go to question 4. Do corporations have the same moral rights as individual human beings? And it's going to take you through questions on it. So make sure that you're reading through each question. Now, notice if there are question marks that dot throughout the whole thing, that means there are several different questions you need to answer within this one question. Do corporations have the same moral rights as individual human beings? Should they have the same political rights is another question. Is it morally permissible to limit the speech of corporations in ways that would be wrong applied to speech of individual? Another question, is it permissible? If it is permissible, is it good public policy? Another question. So you're going to need to answer 1, 2, 3, 4 questions in that one. So you should be addressing all 4 of those in the ethical look at those. It does ask about permissibility and legality, so you can use the law book for that part. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. I've gone through some of these so far. I've been grading through the case studies, and this video is a result of what I've seen so far, what needs to be addressed, and the emails that you have sent that have asked about it. So let's once more, before I end this, I want to walk through this process. All right, we go to modules, or if you prefer going to assignments, we're going to take you to this step. If you prefer going to assignments, we're going to do it that way. So you click on assignments and go down, you'll see case studies 1 through 5. If you're looking at case study 3, you simply open it. There is case study 3. It tells you that it's case 5.3, question 4 in the business ethics textbook. Your response should be at least 300 words and have at least 3 sources, 2 of which will be course textbooks. 300 words, 3 sources, 2 of which are the textbooks. That means at least 1 citation from the Shaw book, 1 citation from Smith and Roberson's. All right, after you answer the question, copy your answer to the corresponding discussion board. There has been several questions about, do you have to submit the case study and the discussion? Yes, you should be submitting the case study here, where the case study assignment is at, and then whatever your case study is, whatever your answer to question 5. Or case 5.3, question 4, copy that, paste it into the discussion board for these questions. Now, I'm going to grade 1 and 2 based upon how I normally grade, where you don't have this information. I'm going to give some leeway there because I want to make sure that everybody has a chance here. But starting with 3, the third case study, because I'm going over this prior to it being due, I want to make sure that you get this information. I'm going to look at it and make sure that you're getting your citations in, make sure that you're answering the right question, make sure that you have your 3 sources, make sure that it's 300 words. Okay, I'm going to be checking all that. There is a rubric attached to each one of these. Make sure you're reviewing the rubric. It simply asks, are you addressing the ethics? Are you demonstrating to me you understand the ethics? Are you getting your grammar and everything in the way that it should be? Are you spelling your words correctly? Are you using the proper way to write? And then the last one is about your citations and what goes into that. You're to use APA style citation. I shared a video for APA at the beginning of the term. Please review it if you have not. I share a lot of stuff to you because I want to make sure that you can make it through the course, and that is why I'm doing this. So make sure you're reviewing that. Go through these, look back at these cases. Even if you've already submitted case studies 1 and 2, refer back to what was supposed to have been there, and that way you'll see if maybe you had a different answer than everyone else did. I did have one student that was concerned, sent me a message. I think I answered the wrong question because I thought it was on case study 2. I thought it was question 3, and everybody else answered question 6. And so that's what made me go back and look at it. And so, I want to make sure that everyone is on the right one. You should have answered question 3 there. So make sure you're paying attention to this line. Answer case, whatever it's going to be for each case study. And then question number, whatever it's going to be in the business ethics book. Once again, I'm going to walk you through getting to the business ethics book. So whatever module you're in, whatever module we're in, go to the chapter reading where it has, this one is the nature of capitalism. The next one's corporations. That is where you'll find the book. It'll open up the book for you, and then go to the chapter that corresponds with the case study. So whatever case it says, that first number is going to be your chapter. Go to that chapter, find the case, read through it, scroll down, answer the question that you're instructed to answer, and then copy and paste that answer into the discussion, and then treat it as a discussion as you normally would from that point, replying to one fellow student. I hope this clarifies for you. I hope going through this a couple of times, you get a chance to see what you should have done and how it should have been answered. I am grading those case studies. I've been holding off because there was so much confusion, and I wanted to see the extent of how much was happening here with it. This is kind of an anomaly. It hasn't happened before, but that's neither here nor there. I just want to make sure that you're clear moving forward. So moving forward, make sure that you're paying attention to which case. Make sure it's in the ethics book, which you all have access to. If you bought the Cengage Unlimited, you have access to the ethics book along with the business law book. So make sure you're opening up the correct part of this and submitting the right study. All right, so thank you. If you have any questions, please continue to reach out. I'll be answering your emails, making sure that everyone is on the right page, but I hope this clarifies it for you. So until the next video, which will be posted here soon on the next coming chapters, stay safe, study hard.